The PL Show is brought to you by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil.
Christmas is almost here with us. A moment of joy, a moment of love, and a moment of sharing. Good evening and welcome to the phenomenal lady show. My name is Klordey, Fritzal, Abban. Well, here's a show where we project women, we talk about women and all their success stories in a bid to inspire you of the younger generation. The phenomenal lady show is brought to you by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil in Tuntum Master, Feckle Spray Starch, Luke Sharp. We will return shortly with more on the PL show. Don't go away.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby Jumanamo. She's so madahati. Roma Insecticide Spray at Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make a cheha. No way! Shemikuno and Tonton Bako Crown Panamo. And also a pussy. Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil. And how dare we show? Roma and
Roma and Tonton Master.
Wow! My uniform looks different.
Feco spray starch, Majimo point. Ratchet, pause. When you want to remember Namunto the moon, I feel you spray starch, Papa. On particles be water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yes, Papa. Feco spray starch. Me here perfume.
Also, yes, guy.
Feckle spray starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp. Look sharp.
All right, welcome back from the break. This is the PL show and is proudly sponsored by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil in Tuntum Master, Feckle Spray Starch, Luke Sharp. Today I'm honored and pretty much humbled to have a sweet woman. I call her the Yaa Asantewaa of our time on the PL show. She's no other person than Juliet Asante. Juliet Yaa Asantewaa Asante. That's the name. But before I introduce my guest to you on the PL show, let's take a look at her profile.
Juliet Yaa Asantewaa Asante is the board chair of the National Film and Television Institute and the founding president of the Black Star International Film Festival. As an entrepreneur and filmmaker, Juliet founded Eagle Productions Limited in 1999, creatively leading the company to produce some of the most successful shows on Ghana television between 2001 and 2010. Eagle Productions produced Silver Rain in 2015. The film went on to garner over 30 nominations worldwide. She's a regular writer and blogger for the Huffington Post and served as a mentor on entrepreneurship at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Sloan School for Business from 2013 to date. Also learning mass communication at the Webster University, Ghana.
Juliet Yaa Asantewaa Asante is the founding president for Black Star International Film, and of course she is also a board member of NAFTI. And it's a pleasure to have you, sweet, beautiful, adorable Nana Miami name on the PL show.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Great to have you too on the PL show. How have you been? You look good.
I've been good, thank you. So do you.
How are you able to keep yourself looking young all these years?
Well, I try not to carry thoughts that are not interesting and beneficial to me. And then exercise is good, water is good, pineapple is good, the usual things.
Seems like you do a lot of healthy stuff.
I do. I think we are what we eat, so we need to watch what we eat.
So your name, Yaa Asantewaa.
Right.
Powerful name it is. Strong household name. Does it put any pressure on you to live, for you to live by the name?
Not necessarily, but of course I keep getting, people keep telling me, oh, you're Yaa Asantewaa, so it doesn't mean you like Yaa Asantewaa. Of course, to the extent to which she believed in her convictions and values and was persistent and followed through anything that she wanted to do. To that extent, I feel like it's a good trait for anyone to aspire to. So just like every Ghanaian, I aspire to those kinds of values. And also, as a filmmaker, I'm hoping that one day I can throw even more light on the great things that she did for the country. But I don't feel like I have to be Yaa Asantewaa or anything, yeah.
And that's what phenomenal ladies are. And they stand for big convictions they have. I remember the first time I watched your movie. In that movie, I recall your name was Yaba. Do you remember that movie yourself?
Oh gosh, no. I don't remember half of the things I did. I don't even have copies of them. I have.
Are you serious?
Yeah, recently I watched one, Killing Me Softly.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it. It was so terrible. The acting was so bad. But I love the story. We learn, we get better.
Yes.
And I'm someone who is so critical of myself, and so I can't say that I'm proud of everything I've done, but I'm proud of when I did it. But with hindsight, could I have done things better? Probably yes, but I think life is about the pursuit of getting better every day, and not about what has happened in the past, but what you do in the future. That's what matters.
Well, so all the movies that you've actually shot, which one of them actually shot you to fame or pushed you into the limelight, if you remember?
Well, I would say Ripples, because that's the one that I won the award for Best Actress 2001. So that, and there was a lot of drama even around the shoot. I had to learn how to ride a motorbike and all of that. So, and for Ghanaians and Ghanaian film, that kind of was in itself new, so it got a lot of attention. The film itself was nominated those days. We had an award that was credible. We had an award scheme that was very credible. And so, yeah, I would say that film, but of course I did Deadly Voyage as well, which was a bigger film.
I remember so well.
Yeah, the scenes I did were few, and even more were taken out. But I think that those two films, yeah. And then, of course, you can never forget the very first film that you ever did, because that's what one starts with. So for me, that was Twin Lovers.
Has acting been something that you had always wanted to do?
Acting, yes, that's actually how I started. I started in front of the camera, but as soon as I got into it and got the full experience, I thought being behind the camera is probably something I love doing better. But I still love to be in front of the camera. I think once it's in your blood, it's in your blood, and it's something I love, something I miss. And so I just finished a script that I'm we're thinking about producing soon. And I think I have a little role in there that I might want to try out and see if my acting bones are not completely dead. Characterization wise, I can disassociate myself from my own personality and say, okay, this role, when I did the last film that I wrote and directed, Silver Rain, I looked at it and I thought, being neutral, there was no role I thought I could play in that. So I kind of said, okay, this is not the project that makes me try my itch again. But this one, I see a role that I think is a perfect fit. So I'm looking forward to it.
Also from producing and directing, and now you are the founder of BSIFF.
Yes.
It looks like a career progressing for you, someone who started with acting, is that correct? Right,
correct. I mean, I'm someone who, for me, I believe in community, I believe in, consolidated effort. I believe in Ghana, I'm a Ghanaian, I believe in the spirit of Ghana. And I feel like the film sector can bring so much to Ghana, not just as a way of preserving our culture, but as a on a practical level as a way of branding the country, as a way of creating employment and opportunities, as a country that started so well. We were one of the first African countries to even have a stage and to have a lab and actually even have a film school. And it's unfortunate that we kind of lost our way along the way. But I thought, what can I do, to kind of bring that spirit back? When I wanted to act in the beginning, you asked me about that, I walked to Ghana Films. There was a place I could go, and I was lucky enough, I met people. Anytime I went there and I wanted work, there was someone to talk to. Now, if you want to enter the sector, where do you go? Who do you get advice from? Where do you even start? And so for me, looking at what was in my power to do, because obviously to set up a film authority or commission and all that is not something that is within an individual's power. But a film festival is something that is within the power of an individual.
Also, I look at you, one person, in one breath, you're talking about your career, progressing. In another breath, you're doing something that has to do with administrative stuff, governance, and leadership. Is that intentional?
It is intentional. The two are connected, and I've been lucky. I mean, in my education, public policy, I'm trained in public policy. I'm trained in public administration. Actually, my master's is in public policy and public administration. So, it's part of what I'm interested in. And how do you bring the two together? Because how will my career even progress in a country that has policies set in the 1970s? And so it's actually, for my career to progress, things have to progress. If Ghana as a country is doing well as a film destination and a film hub, and everybody is doing well, then we kind of stand on each other's shoulders and get to the top.
And you feel your voice has been heard enough, loud enough, for us to correct all the anomalies that you have mentioned?
Well, it can never be a one person's effort, True. And sometimes you just do. It's like a filmmaker, you're in your room and you have all these thoughts you want to write, you think you know what you're doing, but until you put pen to paper, you don't have a story. In the beginning, we were told that a film festival will not survive in Ghana because a film festival, a few people had tried it before. But then we were persistent. We thought that with the right preparation and everything, there was the opportunity. And I think next year we are going into our 5th, and I'm very happy with the results so far. And just giving a platform that amplifies young filmmakers to the level at which they get the exposure and the opportunities that can come from that. For me, it's a progression of my own career. Because it's very exciting.
What did you have to do differently as an individual to make sure that this film festival that you've introduced in Ghana stand?
I mean, why would I be doing this if I wasn't passionate about it? And it's interesting because people fail to realize that even if you get up and you plant a tree, you are helping yourself. And obviously, for me as a business person, I understand the principle of working in a space that you enjoy and in a space that you love, and the importance of being persistent and consistent and all of those attributes that just makes you go forward despite the problems. And so when I wanted to do something, well, Agric is a great sector, but I'm a filmmaker. So what do I do? I mean, the two just doesn't come together. I'm doing this because I'm interested in filmmaking. I'm doing this because I'm interested in seeing the next filmmaker. I'm doing this because I want someone I can call and be sure that they have the capacity and capability to get on a film set and do something tomorrow. What have I had to sacrifice to make this succeed? My personal resources, my personal time and capacity. I've had to put everything else on hold, including my own films that, my scripts that I've wanted to do, because you only have so much resources, and the festival has been very demanding, but I love it.
So you've been doing all these by yourself, no help, no support, no assistance?
I wouldn't say no help, because look, every year, even the volunteers that come on to help make the festival happen is incredible, and they do that mostly from their own resources, so that in itself is help. Sponsorship and corporate help has been slow because people just don't understand what a phenomenal and massive platform this can be for a brand and brand exposure. Industry, you have the person who is absolutely not knowledgeable about anything like this. Then you have the person who understands what it is. People even thought we're doing an award. And then you have the people who just don't even know about it. So you need to bring people along, and we've been doing that. And I think that over time, I mean, this year, for instance, the opening film was a Ghanaian film for the first time. And we have so many Ghanaian films, I think 3 or 4 win awards. So for me, that's real progress. Government-wise, support has been growing year on year. And I must say that especially this year, support has been good. It's not at the best yet, but at least it's something, you know, even to be recognized as an event that is critical. And I think we need to also bring policymakers along. And I just had a meeting with the Federation, the Film Producers Association from Kumasi, FIPAC. And this was exactly the conversation we were having, and we are looking at how do we even collaborate moving forward, because our theme for next year is Films for Jobs. And when we were having a conversation, one of the things that came up was, if we are going to ask for things, one of the things we even need to ask for is industry research. You know, because when there's research and there's information, then even the policymaker, if he knows that if I put this amount of money in the sector, it will generate this amount of job, it will generate this and that. And film is one of the biggest platforms for job creation. I mean, last year alone, even in Atlanta made 10 billion from film, and 300 new businesses were set up. 300,000 new businesses were set up in relation to just film business happening. You can imagine over 43 billion or so in salaries were paid. Now, until we are able to draw these numbers and show it to the policymaker, then you can tell the policymaker that if you put this amount of money in a film, for instance, or in the sector, what will happen is, beyond the immediate jobs it creates, it will also sell the country. More money will come to Ghana. We are looking to increase our tourism numbers. And so these are the kinds of conversations we should start to have. And I think that eventually is beginning to seep through. And for me, I had a great meeting with FIPAC, and I was really excited about that.
And they're looking forward to working with you, doing great stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, we are going forward to sign an MOU, and then we are looking forward. I mean, like I said, we have a category that is focused on Ghanaian films, but we are not going to reduce the standard. And when I say up to the standards, a lot of people misunderstand standards to mean language. No. Language, in fact, we had this whole controversy about what foreign language is in the Oscars. A foreign language film can be as good as whatever $1 million film. It's just the production value that needs to be at a certain value. And for me, I think that Kumasi filmmakers are great at telling good stories that are reflective of who we are. It's just a matter of lifting up the production values a little bit. And so, can we help close that gap? Yes. And when that gap is closed, can we then create an opportunity that links it to bigger opportunities? Yes. And that's what we are working towards.
And I must say that that's a fantastic job you're doing.
Thank you.
As an individual,
Thank you.
You know, breaking the barriers.
Thank you.
And making sure that Ghana is put on the map there. Do you come from a family of actors and actresses, or it's just you?
It's just me. It's just me. So even when I started, there was no one to guide me or help me, or it was just me. And in fact, I was lucky. And why do I say I was lucky? Because I always wanted to be a lawyer, and my grades were good enough to be, but it just so happened that you know, we had come, my family, we lived in Liberia for a while, and my family had been caught in the unrest. And so my family was, you know, had lost everything. And so my parents were not in the position to help me through law school. And so I couldn't even have enough money to buy my forms, you know, so I bought only one form for, you know, and then it's a long story. Well, I did BSEC at Kivas, which was okay. It was a difficult time because I started my company already, and I was attending school in Cape Coast, but I was living in Accra, working. It was tough, especially in my final year. And I had actually started acting before I went to the university. And so I just thought, after the university, I thought, okay, I have my degree, but I still want to be in this business. And so I went back to NAFTI. And I had to start first year again, you know, and do another 4 years and get another degree from NAFTI. But it was worth it because I really loved what I was doing.
I can see it's worth it because you started with NAFTI, and then you're back.
I'm back
again.
I know. I know. It's been quite the journey, and yeah. I knew I would come back to NAFTI,
you did?
But I never knew in what capacity. I just knew I wasn't going to leave the school alone. I knew I wasn't finished with NAFTI. And so it just feels to me like, you know, whatever we think, we have the power to bring it into reality, and I think that's what has happened.
How did you become the board chair of NAFTI?
How did I mean, I was appointed the board chair of NAFTI, but yeah, I mean, the Ministry of Education gave me a call, and you know, it's interesting because I kind of wear to, you know, I write for the Huffington Post, and I've written a lot about education. And so anybody who'd followed my writing would see my interest, you know. And actually, whilst I was at the Kennedy School, Harvard Kennedy School, the now Minister, Dr. Prempeh, came there to do a short course twice. And we got to talking, just talking about, you know, education and my thoughts about what I feel is lacking and where we could go. And I had big thoughts about how, for me, how even the educational structure and who we are and the design of our education was meant for a different kind of people than who we are today. And I've said that on many platforms, and I've written about that extensively. And of course, everyone knows, you know, I love the sector as well. So I think it was a natural conversation. So I got a call basically whether I was interested, and I said yes, I'm interested, but still give me some time to think about if this is what I want to do.
Did you really need the time to think about it?
I did, because obviously if you're going to take up something, you must understand the challenges that come with it. You must be embracing of the challenges. It must fit into your trajectory. It's not every opportunity that you take because it's an opportunity. And so I needed to think about it, and then I did. And I think even moving on, the government is also introducing a creative arts secondary school, which eventually is also going to feed into NAFTI, and I'm head of curriculum for that. So designing the courses that goes into that school at that level, and then eventually will feed into the overall process, has been exciting for me.
So what exactly did you tell the minister that you were going to do for the institute? Because I'm sure it possibly could be one of the things or one of the reasons why an entire board or people would appoint you as a board member.
Well, for one, the budget was just read and NAFTI was mentioned. I don't know if NAFTI has been mentioned in other budgets before, but that in itself tells you how we fit into overall policy. And that means that we've probably articulated very clearly what we want to do and how it feeds into the entire educational system. And so it's work in progress. The idea is, you know, my appointment is for a certain period. I'm not going to attempt to do everything under the sun. So there are a few things that need to be done. I mean, some of the courses, so for me, I break it into two. What are the soft issues and what are the hard issues? The hard issues are the infrastructural, you know, things that we need to do, and there's work ongoing, or so far it's been work ongoing, you know. Going through government processes is quite tough. But I think that we are at the same place, and now we are kind of geared to kind of put in some of the infrastructural changes and improvements that we need to put into a school of this magnitude, a school that can feed sector, can create so much opportunity for the country. So I'm excited about that. And then there are the soft issues like courses and all. I mean, a lot of the issues we have again, you have to go to the basics. I mean, if we don't have good scripts, there's no way that we can have good productions, because the script serves as the skeleton around the, around which the production is built. The business of film, you have a lot of people who finish school and don't know what else to do, or they make projects that can't get legs, because if I put my resources into a project and I'm not able to make my money back, then I'm not going to be able to make another project. And so the business of film is very important. And so for me, if there are 3 things that I am hoping will be accomplished within my time, and I'm excited to say that we have an administration that is aligned with what the board is intending to achieve. For the first time, we have a board that also has about 40 to 50% alumni, those who went to the school, including the board chair. You have the rector who's a NAFTI past student. You have Ivan, who's on the board, who also is a NAFTI. You have someone, Mr. Bekwe, who was actually a dean at some point. And so, we not to say that those who didn't go through NAFTI are not passionate about NAFTI, but the point I'm trying to make is, you have a group of people that sleep and wake up thinking about the future of the school, and that's great for me. And we have to also keep in mind that we are in an ecosystem, we are in a system, we have competitors. South Africa is there, Nigeria is there, they're doing great. So it's not like, oh, we are here and everyone should come. We have so many things going for us. But if we don't act on those things that are going for us, we will not make progress. So for instance, South Africa has tax rebate. Nigeria has a film fund. What does Ghana have? We have locations, we have a stable economy, we have all of these things that we can sell. We are asking that, for instance, tax rebates should be, policy should be passed for tax rebates. So when we do all the right things, and then NAFTI will also play its part in making sure that when people come here to shoot, they would get people who are ready to be on a blockbuster movies.
Indeed, you are the Yaa Asantewaa in filmmaking, and we will be back with more on the PL show.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby Jumanama. She's so madahati. Roma insecticide spray at that Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make a cheha. No way! Shemikuno and Tonton Bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. And how dare we sham? Roma and
Roma and Tonton Master.
Yena. Maketiano, why are you?
Oh! Tum preco. Sasso. Mwa. Sasso.
Abban, oh, you sasso. Deny sasso.
Yes, sasso. Madame, sasso. What?
Sasso.
E mo beyond that down. Sasso. E tum. Ni mwa sasso. Tum preco.
Welcome back from the break. This is the PL show, and I still have with me my adorable guest, Juliet Yaa Asantewaa Asante. And we'd like to say a big thank you to our proud sponsor, Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil in Tonton Master. Fecal sprays that look sharp. Juliet.
Yes.
I like the smell. Recently, you staged a one-woman, as it's touted, one-woman walk against vigilantism.
Right.
What's the motivation?
How about you start from I've seen it before? And like I mentioned, my family, I have family in Liberia. We lived in Liberia for a while. We all know what happened to Liberia and Sierra Leone.
That's right.
And my question to myself was, if I sat down and didn't do anything and something happened again, could I, when I say something happened again in my world, and most importantly, in my country, can I live with myself? And I thought the option of keeping silence was not an option for me. And basically that's what led to the walk.
And I think some few days or recently, one of the group actually exited. Is it a worry? Is it a cost?
It's work in progress. And I think the most important thing is for Ghanaians to be aware the dangers that we could go into and hold people accountable. One of the things that is really exciting about Ghana is that, you know, the people have power. And I think that the people cannot and must not underestimate the power we have. You know, when one person can stand and do something, then you know that if one person can do it, then we all can do it. Or if this person can do it, then I can do it. What is my responsibility here? And as students, as citizens, we also have a responsibility, and part of that responsibility is holding those we put into power accountable. And part of that accountability is the security of the nation. Even if it's a party I support or do not support, anyone who potentially has the appetite to put Ghanaians in an insecure position, Ghanaians should know what to do. And I think that that responsibility lies on citizens.
But did you get the needed response? And is it going to be a one-off thing?
You see, in trying to solve everything, one has to look at multiple, one has to first go deep, because there's so many risks to not going deep enough. Sometimes people kind of conclude and dance and say we've done something when you haven't done anything, and then they just cover a sore and then the sore erupts later. And so I'm actually happy that some of the things, the tensions that we are observing, for me the tensions are not a bad thing, it's a good thing. It means that there's work, there's progress happening. And anytime there's a possibility of change, not everyone likes change, and so if people have traditionally relied on brute force or whatever that they've done to move forward, and you're looking to change that, nobody is going to be laughing towards the changes. There's going to be some tension. But part of processing change is having enough the frame to be able to withhold the complexity that comes from the change process. And that's why even change has to be managed. But ultimately, everyone should understand that the Ghanaian gives the politician the power, and the Ghanaian has the power to take away that power. And once the population recognize the power we have and the responsibility that we have because of the power we have, I think we'll all be fine, and eventually everything will settle.
Well, so we've talked about vigilantism, your big campaign against that. Motherhood, schooling, and work. How difficult was it combining motherhood, education, and then work? You're doing all three at the same time.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it was tough. I mean, even when I went to do my master's, I was one of the few people who was a single parent. My daughter was there with me. My daughter is now in college. She's doing pre-med, so that's great. So it means that I did something right. Wow. And you know, and I was traveling so much. It was so difficult, but it was a great journey. It brought me and my family together. It made me remember and understand what mattered, you know, at the time. And you know, I guess the whatever of the pudding is in the eating, and so you know, it's all turned out right, and I'm happy about it. When I was going through it, it wasn't as easy, but I think it was part of the process, and it taught me a lot.
So in all of that journey, what was the lesson, that one lesson that you learned?
To pay attention to the people that matter most. I mean, sometimes we get lost in chasing dreams and chasing whatever, which is great. And it's very difficult to balance, to find a balance. But I think the key to a happy life is maintaining that balance. And so it's important that we strive to achieve some kind of balance and to bring the people that matter to us the most, to bring them along in the journey. And for me, that is the one lesson that I've carried along.
I know that you're a strong advocate for women empowerment.
Right.
How important is it for us to empower women, you know, generally, and then again in your field of work?
Right. For me, when I come at the women empowerment conversation from a unique point of view. I'm not going to get into the conversation of feminism and all that. I mean, I think that takes care of itself, and the conversation is there clearly. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to go at it, and I say I'm just going to go at it. That's how I've gone at it all this time. From the point of view of, say you have 2 legs, and you decide that, no, you're going to stand on only 1 leg. How sustainable is that? And if you take that and infer that to the point that, I mean, in the society, we have at least 50% of the society is women. And so society helps itself by empowering women, because then women, you know, society can stand on all 2 feet. And you see, and so basically it's as simple as that. If Ghana wants to cut out over 10 million to 12 million of its population and say that we don't need you for anything, then fine, let's not empower women. But then if you think that you need that 10 to 12 to 15 to 16 million people to contribute adequately to the society, then you need to empower women. If you need the other half of the 15 million to eat well, to sleep well, to do proper, to work well, to have peace of mind, to be more productive, then you need to empower women. And so if you disempower women, not only do you deny yourself the contribution of that 50% of the population, but the other 50% will not have the peace of mind to be productive. Because if you come home to your disempowered woman who is not educated and not empowered, she's not contributing financially to the home, she's not educated, so she's not giving you the right food to eat, she's not taking good care of the children, and the mental and spiritual and physical and emotional health of the children, where do you think you are going? You, even as the man. If you're giving me my right, you're not helping me. You are doing what you're supposed to do, and you are ensuring that you yourself have the peace of mind to do what you need to do. And I think that's what the conversation is about, really.
And as a young person who is watching you, who keeps admiring you, who keeps saying, Juliet is my mentor.
Right.
What word would you want to share with that person in choosing the right career path?
So for me, anytime I'm talking about choosing a career, and I say this to my children, and I say this to my volunteers, and I say this to everyone. I also lecture a lot, so I bring that up. You draw 3 circles, yeah?
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. 1 is love, 1 is passion, and 1 is money. And the 3 circles must all meet. And when 3 things meet, you always have a middle there somewhere.
That's right.
That is where you need to put your career. So you must love your whatever you do as much as you are passionate about. Love and passion is not the same thing.
Yeah.
So you must be passionate about it, and then you must find a way to make money from it. And if you can find the intersection of these 3, you've discovered gold.
Oh, Juliet Asante. Yeah, papa.
Thank you,
Sweet,
thank you.
Strong, and beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on the PL show. But it's Christmas, few days of Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're looking forward to Christmas message to our viewers.
Oh my God.
So this is a big one for you.
Look.
For the balcony spray.
Oh, I see a
starch as well.
Yes. Thank you very much.
For your linen trousers. And Christmas it is.
Christmas.
A few days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my Christmas message will be that we should stop once in a while and appreciate what we have. We have so much already, but it's always let's go, let's go, let's go. I mean, if you look into your house, within your house, you see that you probably don't even need to go and buy any new thing. If you just clean the space and appreciate the little things and give everything a little space to shine, you see that, oh my God, I have something great and new. Stop and appreciate what you've done this year. Appreciate the blessings, appreciate all that, and then set realistic goals for the next year. I wish you all the best this Christmas.
And this is a big
oh my God. Mosquito-free Christmas.
Well, so there was a real refreshing moment with Juliet Yaa Asantewaa Asante. This is the PL show. We will be back shortly. Don't go away.
Shady Roma to me.
And Tonton Master, a baby Jumanamo. Sheso Madahati. Roma insecticide spray at that Roma. Entafre, entatia, make a cheha. No way. Shemikuno, and Tonton Bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito quell. And out there we a sham. Roma and quell.
Roma and Tonton Master.
Okay, welcome back. Today on Hashtag Trending, Eddie Carries reviews some trending entertainment stories.
Good evening to you, lovely viewers. My name is Ellie Carries, and it is that time of the week. Yes, your favorite segment, Hashtag Trending. And today, a bit of twist to it. We are giving you something special. We are touching on trendy stories, issues that have been buzzing social media the whole of this year, specifically in showbiz. And my guest for today's conversation is one of Ghana's finest media personalities, Jackie!
Well, I'm here with you, Ali. I'm here with you.
How have you been, Jackie?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice.
It's so nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. I didn't know you were in town.
Oh, me drop here and Chebia. Me
I
had to eat at It's good to have you on the show.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Today we are talking about everything that has been trendy. There's too much to talk about, so we are just going to touch on just a few.
Okay.
Yes, just a few. I've been watching you on GMG Plus.
Yes.
And you also have a new show, and I've been seeing you everywhere getting the work done.
I'm everywhere.
Girl,
I'm everywhere. Just let's understand it.
You're killing it. It is almost the end of the year, and we've had so many issues this year. We are just going to touch on some of them. I was very heartbroken when I saw it. I'm just grateful for the fact that, you know, a work from Africa has gone to that extent.
Exactly.
That is Genevieve Inaji's movie, Lionheart, being disqualified from the Oscars. But also the Academy is saying by their rules, you know, to present your movie for such a category, Best International Feature Film, it doesn't have to, even though the movie also has some Igbo language in there.
It has just a bit of Igbo. Just a bit of Igbo. But well, personally, thank you so much for having me. But personally, I feel that first of all, we should just celebrate Genevieve for making this happen. You know, the fact that her movie was even considered to even win an Oscar is enough. That's even a thumbs up for Genevieve. But looking at rules are rules and regulations are regulations. Yes, rules are meant to be broken and all of that. But for a board like the Academy, the Oscars, it's a bit difficult to flout the rules because it says before you present your movie, or your movie should be a lot, I mean 90% local dialect. And so if we're having just 11% local dialect and we have almost 89% English, you know, that's a bit of a problem. But I mean, I'm excited for Genevieve. I think this is just a step in the right direction. And according to Genevieve, she said that English is a language they speak in Nigeria. Yes, we speak English in Ghana as well, but we cannot say that that's our language. It's not possible. So that if I'm going to submit a movie, I'd rather submit one that there's a lot of tree in it, a local dialect, so that it would cut or it would make it to that international, recognition. Because it says that, I think this year alone we had more than 93 countries submit. So I think Genevieve has done so well.
The movie we are talking about, Lionheart, if you've not watched it, it's a story about a young woman who is trying to get her family business going, and it's a fantastic movie.
Wow.
Now, still on movies, there's one particular one I can't wait. I think it's number one on my Christmas
to-do
plans. Yes, it is Shirley Frimpong Manso's The Perfect Picture after 10 years.
What a way to bounce back.
First, I just want to say I thank God for the lives of everyone involved. 10 years and now they are alive, they are healthy, and they are coming back big. And that particular movie is a story about 3 beautiful ladies who are taking bold decisions in their 30s. So now they are 40s. I can't wait to see what they have, what they have to show us in this movie.
This is an exceptional job from Shirley Frimpong Manso. The thought of bringing back Perfect Picture again is just phenomenal. I mean, 10 years ago we loved Perfect Picture. I still watch Perfect Picture. I have the CD at home. It was that good because we loved Shirley's movie. Shirley came with some different vibe, different feel. Her costume was so colorful.
At a time where people were saying, oh, Ghanaian movies are...
Even now, people are saying that the movie industry is dying. But people say if it was dead, we would have had a funeral for it. So
we still have people producing...
Oh yes.
Contents that are authentic, that are great, that you want to watch and feel excited about. So I don't know why people still...
I think
we have our challenges.
I think we should just put it at the back of our minds that it's not just the movie industry, it's the showbiz industry. The showbiz industry is suffering a bit, so we should just all come together and support it. Perfect Picture 10 years down the line, let's go out and support it. If it means buying it online, let's patronize it, because that's the only way they can make money. I've seen the trailer, I've seen behind the scenes. I think it will be a beautiful movie, and I'm just happy for Shirley Frimpong Manso.
There's always a new face.
Yes, there's always a new face in her movie. She makes it a point to include a new face, because there are a lot of talent. There are a lot of people graduating from theatre art every single day. There are lots of people who want to do acting. So if we're always going to use the old faces, then we'll get tired.
We should all go out to support. And it's not only Shirley, we also have incredible filmmakers, like people who are doing so well when it comes to telling the African story. Thumbs up to the executive producer of this show, Cecilia Opombedu, who directed the incredible project endorsed by the First Lady herself. It is called Her, She, Woman, #More Than a Mother. And it is a campaign against stigmatizing, against infertile women.
This topic is a very sensitive one and a very critical one, because if you read, and even research has shown that when it comes to fertility, it's not just about the woman. It has 35% women, 35% man, and the rest of the percentage, we don't even know the cause. So it's not just a woman thing. When you talk about infertility, it's not just a woman thing. It has to do with everybody, and so we should stop the stigma. It's really, really not necessary. So I'm excited about this project. I can't wait. Her, she, woman. Her, she, woman. Beautiful.
#More Than a Mother. Yes. Beautiful. We have so many amazing people out there who are more than mothers. So now from movies to music.
Okay.
I'm just going to relate it to being a mother, and she's looking all snatched, and she is now killing it with her song Yes I Do.
You're talking about Becca?
Passion, yes, Becca.
Wow.
Becca. So just recently, some of her fans started bashing her, for marrying all the way in Omo Niger, and she says, why not? In an interview with a Vim lady, she says, why not? She's been in this country for more than 30 years. No one came to say, oh, Becca, say yes, I do. And the Nigerian man has come to, you know, put the ring on. I just feel like love is love, you know. No matter the country, no matter the skin color.
I think this is not even up for discussion, really. Ghanaians should give Becca a break. I mean, this is where she found love. People find love in hopeless places. I mean, have you not heard that song?
Should I sing? We find love in a hopeless place.
Exactly. So, I mean, you find love anywhere at all. You cannot tell your heart who to love or, you know, where to fall in love. So let's just give Becca a break. She's in love, she's happy, she's a new mother, and we should rather congratulate her for getting in shape. It's really not easy to, you know, just give birth and come back in shape like that. So, I mean, let's give Becca a break. She's done so well, 10 years, more than 10 years in the industry. She's still going strong. When you mention 5 female artists in Ghana, Becca's name is definitely one of them. Let's allow Becca enjoy marriage. She's having programs, she's performing in Nigeria. She's just expanding her, you know, scope. So let's just allow Becca enjoy her marriage, allow her enjoy her Nigerian marriage. But it's all marriage, whether Nigerian, Ghanaian, whoever. Becca should just enjoy her life.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a delight talking to you.
I enjoyed myself as well.
It is Christmas. Since you're not taking everyone out, you're taking just me out. What do you want to say to
even me? I'm not going out. But it's Christmas, so I mean, I urge everybody to be safe. Make sure that if you're driving, be safe. If you're sitting in an Uber or a taxi and the driver is over speeding, tell the driver, please, I'm just going home or I'm just going to work. I'm not in a hurry. Calm down and, you know, take me to wherever I'm going. So just be safe. I mean, if you're even on the street, just be safe. That's the most important thing.
Of course, be safe. Before I go, I want to say special thank you going out to Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Quell in Tuntum Master. See you same time next week. Now here's what I picked from today's conversation with Juliet Yaa Asantewaa Asante. Find a balance in life. Don't forget about what you love, your passion, and in all of that, you are the most important thing. You matter most. And that's a big lesson I'm taking from the PL show. I hope that you do same as well. Thank you to our big proud sponsors, Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Quell in Tuntum Master. Feco Spray Starch, look sharp. My name is Klordey Fritzal Abban, and I enjoyed today's PL show. I hope you did as well. I wish you a Merry Christmas in advance, and I hope to catch you on another episode of the PL show.